What's up YouTube? For today's video, we are doing something a little bit different. Now, over the years, I've done quite a few Caterpie sweeps, and I was sort of interested to see how Caterpie would fare against Leon. And Leon's got a 6 Pokemon, and his team is pretty strong. Caterpie is a super cute Pokemon, and I want to see if we can do it. So its main attacks are Bug Bite, Tackle, and Electro Web. So we're going to be rolling with a physical set, right? We're going to be using Bug Bite and Tackle, right? Because they are its only 2 physical moves. Now, we've got a quiet nature at the moment. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be feeding Caterpie a Adamant Mint, changing its nature to Adamant, right? Because we want to boost our attack and drop our special attack in our stats, right? Because we're going all for those physical moves. Now, after that, we actually want to level our Exodia or Caterpie up to level 100 and make sure he's got all those levels, because we're definitely going to be needing level 100 versus these Pokemon. So we boosted him up to level 100. We have given him Adamant Nature. Now, what we need to do, right, is we got to stop him from evolving for starters, and we got to actually give him some EVs, right? Because this Caterpie is completely un-EV trained. Now, we're going to be going to the vending machine. These are super good, 5,000 each for each of these, and you can go Protein here for its attack, and you can go Carbos for its speed. So we're going to be running max in EVs in attack and max EVs in speed, which is going to make the Caterpie real speedy. Well, when I say real speedy, it's probably going to be still slow, but it's still going to be, faster than what it was, right? Now we're going to be giving those to the Caterpie, and it's going to be completely bulked up. Now, we still need a couple more things here. We've got to decide on an item there. Oh, I also gave it 1 HP as well, which is going to make so much difference. Now, I'm going to give it a Muscle Band here. Now, Muscle Band is a super interesting item. You don't really see it being used too often, but what it does, it actually boosts the power of physical attacks by 1.1 times, which is nice. Now we're going to be going through the Battle Tower here, and we're going to be giving the Caterpie some boosted IVs, because as you can see, none of them are maxed, and I want to max its attack and speed at least. So I've got a couple of spare bottle caps here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be hyper training our Pokemon. We need to be at level 100 to do that, so we are at level 100, which is nice. So we can bolster our HP, attack, and defense. We don't really need to do our special attack at all, so we're just going to do everything but the special attack, because we're not using the special attacks at all. So now the Caterpie is all ready to go. It's going to get hyper trained, and we're ready to verse Leon. Now, this was my very first go against Leon, right? And I was wondering, how good is my strategy the very, very first time? Now, some food for thought here. Obviously, when you verse Leon, right, depending on what starter you have, he'll have Cinderace, Inteleon, and Rillaboom. Now, I had Cinderace as a starter, so he's going to pick the stronger one. So I know that Inteleon is going to be on his team, right? Now, there's a variety of teams he can have as well. I've looked over all of them, and there are quite a few counters. A number one counter right here is Aegislash, right? Because Aegislash resists Tackle, obviously being a Ghost type, and Bug Bite is not going to be very effective against it. Now, I was allowed to Dynamax in this battle, and also I was thinking, if I Dynamax, I've only got 3 turns, so I really got to make use of those 3 turns. Now, I noticed these Aegislash tend to go for King Shield and then an attack. King Shield and an attack, right? So I thought it's probably going to go for King Shield the first turn, so let's go for a track with my Scolopod. Now, what Scolopod is going to be doing is going to be boosting its speed with the speed boost, and we've also got Sword Dance on this set to boost the Sword Dancing attack and pass that onto my Caterpie, right? Which is going to be very, very good for Caterpie to receive all those stats. Now, even when it receives those stats, right, there's going to be a little bit of a problem, because some of these Pokemon are not going to go down to a +6 in, say, Bug Bite or Tackle, right? So I really have to see if I can do this and get a strategy going. Now, we've got those Sword Dances going, which is really nice. Now, Attract has a 50% chance to actually infatuate the Aegislash. In this case, I've got a bug infatuating the Sword and Shield, which is quite ironic here at the moment. Now, the Aegislash is going to get mobilized again. This is really good. It's giving me a lot of setup here to pass on to my Caterpie. Now, I was thinking here, if I do pass it on to my Caterpie, I'm going to need to get a substitute up, right? And then at least if I got the substitute there as I baton pass, the Aegislash will just, destroy the substitute instead of my Caterpie. Now, the Aegislash finally gets through my infatuation. I don't really mind here, because I know that I can basically tank any move against this thing at all. So it's going to be going for a Steel Beam here. The only bad thing, right, is actually going for Steel Beam is going to drop its health a lot, right? So that's actually going to help me out a lot there, because it's already done some damage to itself. I will do some more information on the Aegislash not doing Steel Beam at the end of the video as well, so just stick around for that. Now, it's already done half its health already. I haven't even attacked it or done anything like that, and now it's going to be going for its King Shield. It went first there, but it's going to get immobilized. So now I went for the substitute, right? Everything is ready for Caterpie to come into this battle and see if we can beat the pants off Leon. So Leon's Aegislash has already lost half its health, which is going to be very handy on my part, right? Especially if the Aegislash is going to be stuck if it's stuck in blade form, it's not going to be really like much of a problem. If it goes back to its more defensive form with the stance change, that's going to be a big problem, right? Because its stats are so much more bulkier and obviously than when it's in its blade form. So now it's going to go for the King Shield, which is fine. That is all good. So we've got a free substitute up, and we're going to baton pass the stats into our Caterpie and see if we can sweep Leon with the Caterpie. Now, this is definitely not guaranteed right now. Also, I will say I didn't give Caterpie any Dynamax candies as an extra challenge, right? I wanted to see if it could do it without any Dynamax candies. Alright, so here is the Caterpie. Let's go and see what we're going to do. Now, Aegislash, obviously, I've shown its pattern already, right? I believe this turn, it's either going to go for a King Shield or it's just going to attack me. I thought, I think it's just going to, like, go for another King Shield again, but if it doesn't, I'll just go for a Bug Bite and I'll still have +5 in attack, right? So I went for the Bug Bite, it did do some damage to it. Now its stance is going to be changed and Aegislash is going to be able to attack me and get rid of my substitute. And that's fine, right? It's going to go for a Shadow Ball. It's kind of like hoping it didn't go for Steel Beam, right? And didn't go for Steel Beam, it went for the Shadow Ball, and the substitute is going to get faded. Now I was thinking, okay, this could be bad if it goes for a King Shield right here. So I'm thinking, if I could go for like Tackle, I could go for String Shot. Either one of those moves are not going to hit it, right? So Tackle will just not affect it, and String Shot will just drop its speed. Now, it doesn't have any moves like Shadow Sneak. It's got King Shield, Shadow Ball, Sacred Sword, and Flash Cannon. They're the moves that it's got, right? So I knew they'd go for the King Shield, and I'm just going to go for the String Shot to get any round, like any attack drops or anything like that, because we need the Caterpie at +6, right? Especially for some of the Pokemon coming up. So finally here, we're in a range to actually take the Aegislash out. Now, I will say here, I could have Dynamax to actually attack the Aegislash and do a lot more damage to it, and I could have maybe got around its King Shield and attacked it in blade form. That could have been an option to, to one-shot it. Okay, so Aegislash is down. That's one Pokemon. Next Pokemon is Dragapult. Now, Dragapult is a problem Pokemon. Now, I will say this, right, upon doing multiple battles, this was my first, but I've done a couple already. Dragapult was not always a one-shot. Sometimes you could one-shot it with a +6 Bug Bite without Dynamax. Sometimes you couldn't, right? So we're going to go for the Bug Bite here, and Dragapult just marginally lives and gets a Draco Meter off against my Caterpie. Now, once again, right, this Caterpie is level 100, but it's not very bulky at all, and I managed to live on 4 health, which is absolutely wild, right? So we're still in the game here. We can take the Dragapult out with another Bug Bite, and we still got the Dynamax in the back, right? So we've taken the Aegislash and the Dragapult out so far, which is really, really good. We still got a couple more Pokemon to go, though, and I've still got Dynamax, so I'm thinking I've got to pop Dynamax at the right time. So we got Mr. Rime. Mr. Rime is a very, very easy Pokemon for Caterpie because it's got to be weak to Bug Bite. There's no way it can get around. It's got T-Dance, Psychic, Freeze Dry, and Thunderbolt. All that Dragapult also had Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Dragon Breath. So it had no priority moves at all, which was really nice. So, the Mr. Rime there, it's going to go down like a sack of potatoes. You feel me, right? That's going down. We're taking like half this team out, and we still got half to go. The next Pokemon we got is obviously based on your starter. Now, if you had... obviously, if you had Rillaboom, you'd be facing a Cinderace here. Now, I did do the calcs. There is obviously a chance you can take the Cinderace out with the Bug Bite. But once again, it's one of those sort of funny Pokemon like Dragapult. Sometimes it can live, sometimes you can take it out, right? In that sense. And Tackle obviously won't take it out either. Tackle's got a very, low base power. Okay, so Inteleon's down. We know there's only a couple of Pokemon left. And can we do this, people? We got the Charizard as the last Pokemon, and I'm very excited here. Now, you guys, I did the calcs, obviously. I saved my Dynamax for this one. There is no way to take Charizard out with Bug Bite, and there's no way to take Charizard out with Tackle. You need to use Dynamax right here. So I've got Dynamax Max Strike, so Tackle turns into Max Strike. Obviously, it's going to change the base power of Tackle to something way better than 40, right? So we're going to be into the 100 base power there, and this is going to do a heap of damage to Charizard, and we're going to have a big Caterpie at the same time. Now, another thing I want to mention about this one as well, it all sort of depends on what the order the Pokemon are sent out, and what Leon I have too. So we're going to go for Max Strike, and Leon, of course, as soon as he brings his Charizard onto the field, it's going to be G-Max, right? Also is his last Pokemon too. Now, if Charizard actually hits me with one sort of fire type move, like it's G-Max Wildfire, I'm gone, right? Because that'll one-shot me. Even if I was running something like a Focus Sash, right? I go down to 1 health and then the flames would take me out. So I had to one-shot Charizard. There's no way to get around that. And that, my friends, is how you beat Leon with only a Caterpie and Scolipede to help it out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to say a couple more things, though. You're probably wondering on what other things I tried out. Now, firstly, I tried a Focus Sash, right? That didn't work because I didn't have enough base power on my Bug Bite. Stuff was living really well. The Muscle Band actually made a big difference. Then I tried Life Orb, right? But that didn't work out too either because Life Orb was actually doing damage to me every time I used it. And I ended up fainting because Aggie Slash was like the biggest counter. Like, it would just tank all my moves. It'll be able to hit me with like one Shadow Ball. And it did like a lot of damage to me. So that was a big counter there too. I'm looking at the other things. Rillaboom wouldn't be too bad if you had the Inteleon, but Cinderace is another one that was dodgy as well. Like, it was sort of like Dragapult. It could sometimes live, and it could sometimes, like, go down in one shot. So there were some of the things that I tried out. I really hope you people enjoyed this video. It was a good little mix-up from my normal stuff, and I just wanted to see if I could beat Leon with the Caterpie. And maybe if you guys like this sort of video, suggest something else in the comments. Let me know if you like it. It was a good, fun video to do. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.